Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I want to show you Armello, which is an amazing game that I've been playing a lot of lately. I wasn't planning on doing a recording anytime soon of it, but earlier today I was like, what do I feel like playing tonight? And all I could think of was Armello, and I'm like, you know what, why don't I just go ahead and record it, because I'm going to play it anyway, you know. Two birds with one stone, as they say. So I'm going to show that to you today. If you watch the whole intro there, that really sets the mood of this game. It's awesome. I love it. This has great music, great artwork, very fun. I can't recommend it enough. But let me show you what it's all about. We're going to go into a single player. There's a prologue, which kind of sets up the story and then teaches you how to play, but I will teach you how to play myself. New game. So Armello is actually a board game for PC. It's also out on PlayStation 4. I don't know about Xbox One. I don't know what they get, but I know it is on PS4. But it is a board game, and unfortunately there's no physical board game equivalent, which is sad because if they made it I would buy it in a second. But it's a 4-person board game, and we're going to play with just me and 3 computers. So first thing we need to do is choose a character, and there are 8 to choose from at the moment, and they're all anthropomorphic animals, as you saw in the intro. We've got 2 wolves, 2 rats, 2 rabbits, and 2 bears. I know that the game began with these first 4, and I'm not sure if when it came out it had these second 4 or if they were added later. But these are the 8 we have right now. I don't know if they'll add more in the future. And I think we're going to be Amber for this game. Now all the different animals have slightly different stats and different special abilities. So you can see there, their numbers change. They've got a different special ability over here, which I'll go over later. But we're going to be Amber this time. After you pick who you want to be, you get to pick, everyone gets to pick a ring, which just gives you a passive, and you can unlock more by playing the game more. So right now we have 2 choices: shields on planes and double income from settlements. I'm going to take this one. You don't have to worry about it. I'll explain this stuff later. And then everyone gets to pick an amulet. And while the rings are specific to the different animal clans, these amulets are universal for everybody, I believe. I'm going to take this one. Okay, and then for the computers we'll be playing against, I'm going to pick the other 3 starting characters here. That just makes sense to me. Just do random. So Thane, and then Mercurio. And finally, Sana. Alright, here we go. Alright. Oh, this game's so cool. And you know what? I gotta say, usually I play this just with my computer speakers, and maybe I have them turned down low, because, you know, I'm talking to Aaron and talking to Rowan and stuff. But for the recording, I'm wearing my headset, and so I'm really hearing all the music and the sounds, and it sounds so good. If you can only hear me talking barely, turn the volume up. This music is really good. So first we'll pick a quest. Maybe I should talk about what's going on here, because if you haven't seen this game before, there's a lot going on around the edge that you don't understand. So, the quick overview. Here's us, we're Amber, we're a very sexy bunny, and we have our health up here, which is 5. We have 3 action points, and action points are what you use to move around the board, because as I said, this is a board game, so you can move usually 3 spots on the board per turn. On the left here we have some cards that we'll be able to play, which can make us better at things or affect the board or the other players. Down here we have our main stats. The sword is fight, and the higher your fight is, the more dice you get to roll in combat. So People with really high fight are good at winning battles, although it's not guaranteed because it is rolling dice. Second is body, which is your health, your max health. More of that, you'll stay alive longer. The little cup here is wits. With high wits, you get more cards. So I have 4 wits, so I get 4 cards in my hand. And there are certain dangers on the board that you'll have to clear by rolling dice. And if you have more wits, then you get to roll more dice for those. And then finally, there's spirit, which is related to your magic. The more spirit you have, the more magic you have to spend on spells. And I believe it also, it also dictates the range of your spells, and there are a couple of perils that you roll spirit for instead of wits. If we come over here to the right side, we have how much gold we have, which is quite a lot to begin with. This is how much magic you have, which you spend on spell cards. Gold you spend usually on item cards or trickery cards. Third here is prestige, which is an important statistic. You earn prestige by finishing quests, killing other players, killing monsters, a couple other ways. And prestige ties into one of the victory conditions, which I'll cover in a second. And it also, if you have the highest prestige out of everyone playing, you get to make important decisions in the game, and that is fun. So hopefully we will get a lot of prestige in this game. Last over here is rot, which is bad most of the time. If you have any rot, you're kind of poisoned every morning, you'll get hurt. But if you can get a lot of rot, you can also become very powerful, so it's kind of a trade-off. Over here we can look at different statistics and equipped cards and so on, which we'll get to later. But right now we need to pick a quest before we begin. We have 3 choices. Here's what quests do. When you finish the quest, by going to the space on the board that it tells you to, you will earn 1 prestige. That's this crown. All of them have the prestige, so that is guaranteed. You will also get an increase in one of your stats. This first quest will give me 1 wits, the second one will give me 1 more fight, this last one will give me 1 more spirit. And then you also have a chance to earn whatever is down here in the challenge section. So if we take this quest, we can maybe earn a spirit stone. The second one we might earn a trader. And the third one we might earn the Bane's Claw. But we only have a chance to earn those, which I'll cover later. What do I want first? 2 gold every dusk, or a spirit stone, or Banes will never attack you. All useful. I'm gonna go for this one. Sanctioned slavery. We're gonna go take care of that. That shows where our quest is. We start down here at the bottom, so we want to reach this space to finish that quest. Alright, what is next? I want to make sure I don't leave out anything important. I guess, let me tell you the object of the game. That's important, right? So you saw from the intro video, the king, this big lion, is evil. He has the rot, right? It's taking him over. He's become corrupt. So all these animal clans send out their best warrior or adventurer, and they go, hey, we want to be king next. We want to take over, so we got to kill the king or take his place when he dies or whatever. So that's what we're doing out here. So how do you win? There's 4 different ways to win this game. If you can get into the castle, which is pretty difficult, fight the king in combat, kill him, and survive the fight, you win. You've killed him, you've taken his place. Now, if the king dies of natural causes, because he does take 1 damage every morning from his rot, if he dies from that, no one's killed him, or if somebody kills him in combat but they also die, so there's no clear winner, then whoever has the highest prestige wins. So that's why having prestige is very important. If you have a lot of that, you have a chance to win there when he dies. Those are the 2 most common ways to win. I've won this game several times, I've also lost a couple times, but most of the time somebody wins by killing the king or having high prestige. The third way to win is to gather spirit stones. There aren't any here to look at, but they look like this blue thing. There's a couple different ways to get them, but if you can get 4 and touch the king, you don't have to fight him, but if you have 4, you'll automatically win. So if you can get lots of spirit stones, get into the castle, you win. And I've done that 1 time. It's a little harder, but doable. The fourth way is called the Rot Victory, which I have not done, and it seems very hard. As I said, rot is generally bad. It's kind of like being poisoned. But if you... How do you say this? If you have rot and you fight something else with rot, it becomes a rot battle. It's just like a regular fight, except that whoever has the highest rot gets extra dice based on the other person's rot. And I'll give an example. Say that I have 1 rot, and I fight the king, and he has 5. He gets 1 extra die to roll in the fight, because I have 1 rot. Say I got up to 6 rot, I now have more than the king's 5. I would then get 5 extra dice, because I have more rot than him, right? So the fourth way to win is to get to the king, fight him in a rot battle, where you have more rot than he has, you're more corrupt and evil, and kill him in that fight. And live, I think. So that is a little more difficult. I'm still working on that one. But those are the 4 ways to win. And let's see. That's most of it. We're going to move around the board here, finish some quests, deal with these other animals, because they may try to kill us, because they want to win also. And yeah, it's just a good time. So let's go ahead and do a turn here before you get too bored. We're going to move towards the quest. So let's move into this plains. Nothing happens. Then we're going to move into this dungeon. We're going to explore the dungeon and hopefully find something good. And this ties into Amber's special ability. We have a higher chance of finding rewards when exploring dungeons, as opposed to everyone else. So here we go. What did we find? A Bane. That's such bad luck. That's not something you want to find. It's a monster. And now it's going to attack us. So here's the combat. Oh, I should have looked at my cards first. That's okay. Because of the ring that I chose, it says in battles and perils, as long as you're on plains, you get 2 shields. So that's why I have 2 shields down here. In battles, both people roll their dice, and then you kind of see what comes out of it. There's swords, which are attacks, shields, which defend against attacks. There are suns and moons, and suns count as attacks during the day, moons count as attacks during the night. There are wilds, which is this tree here, which counts as an attack and an extra die, so those are great. And then there's the rot symbol, which does nothing, so those are bad. So I'm just going to roll these dice and we'll see what happens. Alright, I got a wild. And we'll get 3 shields. Nice, that was perfect. I hit the Bane 4 times, killing him. And he would have hit me 3 times, but I got 3 shields. So I defended. Excellent. For killing that Bane, I got 1 prestige. Also good. And I have 1 move left. Let's go ahead and move back into the dungeon. Hopefully I won't find another Bane. Perfect. Money. 10 gold. I'm out of AP, so I can't move any farther. Really quick, let's take a look at these cards, which I should have done beforehand. There are 3 types of cards. Yellow ones are item cards, which are usually equipment, but sometimes they're single-use cards like this one. This I just play to myself or someone else, and it does this effect. But usually it's things you can equip, like this battle axe, which gives you a passive benefit. Green cards are spells, which usually cost magic to cast, and it'll do a variety of effects. This one gives you more health for a turn and a half or so. Red cards are trickeries, which can do a variety of different things. This one puts a bounty on someone, which you can then kill them to collect it. But trickeries have all sorts of different effects. They can affect the board, they can put perils down for everyone to run into, they can move these king's guards around, they can mess with towns, lots of different things. So this is what I have right now. The battle axe, in battle, get an extra die. That's useful. Costs 2 gold to equip it, but I'm going to do that. That's a helpful one. The Hot Rot Wine gives you an extra action point so I could move again, but you lose 1 health and I'd gain a rot. And rot is hard to get rid of, and I'd rather not have it if I can help it, so I'm not going to drink that. Thank you. I could put a bounty on somebody, and I could give myself extra body, which I think I'm going to do. And the reason for that is, I've taken my turn here in the day. Everyone else will take a turn, and then on my next turn it's going to be night. The rules are a little different at night. Mostly it's the same, but there's a couple differences. But one thing that happens at night is you get your magic refills back up to your amount of spirit. So I started with 4 magic because I have 4 spirit. So if I use this spell, I'll use up 2 magic, but on my next turn at night, my magic will go back up to 4, so there's no reason not to use it, unless I wanted to save the card. Go ahead and use it now. I have lots of health, and my magic will go back up to 4 on my next turn. End turn. Let's see what these guys do. Thane ran into a peril. He's rolling some dice, but he didn't roll all the right ones, so he got hurt. Mercurio's running out there. He played a card, took over a town. Sana she equipped a weapon, got hurt, moved around. Alright, it's night. At night, the king gains an extra rot. He put a peril down, and there's a spirit stone. Some Banes popped out. Lots of stuff happens. Banes and guards fighting. I've turned on quick AI turns, which is an option, because if you leave it running, then you have to wait for them to do everything, and it takes a long time. Okay, beginning of our night turn. Our wits are 4, so we have room for 2 more cards, and we can pick what type of cards we want. I have a lot of gold, so I kind of want to take some items. Yeah, and get some more equipment. Do I want a spell? Because I have 4 magic. 1 spell. Wall of Thorns. No movement to or from the tile until dawn. That's not bad. Take that. I'm going to put this spear on. When defending, so if somebody attacks me, I get 2 free swords. That's pretty nice. And it's cheap, so why not? Alright, 3 moves. I can make it to the town. These flags you see are all perils, like what Thane ran into. It'll show you a card with something bad, like you get attacked by bandits, or the weather's bad, or you fall into a hole, or whatever. And it'll say, okay, you can get out of this if you roll these specific dice. And so you roll dice, and if you match all the right ones, then you ignore the peril. But otherwise you get hit by it, and they can get pretty bad, so I want to avoid them if I can. So luckily there's a safe path through here to the town. We'll take that, thank you. At night, when you're in the forests, you are stealthed, you're invisible, so nobody else can see me while I'm in the forests. That's one thing different about night. Okay, we're going to move into the town here, and 3 things are going to happen. First of all, there's a peril, so I got to deal with that first. Hopefully I don't get hurt too bad by it. Secondly, we'll finish our quest. And lastly, when you move onto a town space, you gain control of it, and if you control towns at dawn, they give you money. So let's get in here. Peril first. What do we got? The Welcoming Party. Oh boy, great. So I have to roll these 3 dice to avoid this, and if I don't, I get sent to the nearest unoccupied mountain, and my turn ends. That's awful. And I have really bad luck with perils. I'm going to do something to help myself, though. You can see our cards are still over here, and they have a shining icon here in the corner. That's because you can play cards out of your hand during perils or battles, and it'll set the dice as that symbol. So, for instance, I have 4 dice to roll from my 4 wits, but if I get rid of this card, I burn it here in the moon. Since it has a shield in the corner, it'll automatically roll a shield for me. I can do that again with this sword, and now I have to roll a sun out of 2 dice. I wish this was a sun card, but let's see if I can get it. I have horrendous luck with these. Come on, give me a sun. Nope, no sun. You guys suck. That's alright. Okay, so it's going to send me to the nearest mountain, which also has a peril of blizzard. So I gotta roll these 2, or I lose 2 health, and it moves me off the mountain. We're having a very unlucky turn. I got the sun and the shield. Yay, I did it. Okay, so I get to ignore the blizzard. Very good. Yeesh. Alright, Thane hit his quest. Whoa, I'm getting attacked by Mercurio. Alright, I was ambushed because he was stealthed and he attacked me. I didn't know where he was, so I'm ambushed. And all that means is I can't burn cards for the battle. So this, but luckily the only card I had was a rot card, so that's not going to do anything for me. He played some cards, so he's got wilds and attacks. He's got 3 dice left, I have 5, so we just have to roll and hope for the best. He got more attacks. I got a bunch of suns, which do nothing. Ugh. That's the worst. He's probably going to attack me again. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, what an awful turn. I love this game, but the one thing about it is it's very random. There's a lot of random chance, because the whole game's rolling dice and drawing cards, so sometimes things are beyond your control. Any hero with rot suffers -1 prestige. Well, that doesn't affect me. So what we just saw there was the dawn turn began, and Mercurio had the most prestige out of everyone. He was the prestige leader. And at dawn, the king goes, "Hey, prestige leader, I need you to pick from these 2 choices." And he gives the prestige leader 2 cards to choose from, and they get to choose which one. That's why having lots of prestige is really helpful. Mercurio that time picked something that hurt people with rot, so luckily that didn't affect us, but we don't know what that other card was. Maybe it would have been something that would have helped us. I don't know. Okay, I get to draw 3 cards. I've got lots of money. Let's take 1 spell. Teleport, nice. And some items. Oh, those are nice. Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about all the tiles here on the board. We've got plains, which do nothing. There are forests, which do nothing in the day, but at night, like you saw, they turn you invisible. Mountains cost 2 AP to move into, because you got to climb them, but they give you an extra shield die if you fight while you're in them, so a little more defensive. Stone circles, if you move into them, you heal 1 life, and that's where spirit stones can spawn. Swamps make you lose 1 health because they're gross. Towns, like I told you, you can take them over and they'll give you gold. And then we have dungeons, which gives you a random thing. Usually it's money or magic, sometimes a treasure, sometimes a bane, like we got. And yeah, that's all the different types. So that's what we're going to be moving over. And the castle's a whole other story. Alright, so what are we going to do? We're missing 3 health. Luckily we got pushed into the stone circle, so we gained 1 more. We've got some items here. Wild Sap, which gives you 4 health. And Brazenberry Ale, which switches 1 wits for 1 fight for a couple of turns. I kind of want to use this Wild Sap because I don't want to die. I can also teleport. How far can I teleport? All the way to the town, you say? Well, let's do that. I'm back in the town. We've finished the quest, Sanctioned Slavery. The settlement of Oakenfall is deathly quiet. You can see members of the King's Guard forcing helpless villagers into irons. How awful. Now we have a choice. When you finish a quest, you'll be given a choice. And usually it looks like this. There is the... what would you call it? I don't remember what they called it. There's like the dangerous path and the safe path. For the safe path, you finish the quest, so you get the stat bonus and the prestige, but nothing else. If you do the dangerous path, you get the stat bonus and prestige, just the same, and then you have a challenge. And this is where you can get the prize that it showed you at the beginning. So if I wanted the trader, I need to do the dangerous path. So the challenge, if I win it, I get the trader, and if I lose 2 health, which would kill me. I should have used the sap. That's okay. Do I need the trader? The challenge, again, is random chance, and that chance is determined by how much of that stat you already have. Since this is a fight challenge, I picked it with the sword icon here. I have 4 fight, so I have a 40% chance of winning and getting the trader. Not great odds. And I don't want to die. That gold every dusk would be useful, but I don't need it. I'm going to do the safe path. So my fight goes up to 5, and I get a prestige. As the King's Steward, you have authority to command a prisoner's release. The villagers thank you, but you know it's a temporary solution. Alright, I'm better at fighting. I got some prestige. And I have 3 AP because I just teleported. Let's use this wild sap. Yes. Back up to full. Now, what do I want to do? I could take over this town. I'll do that. Oh no, Mercurio was hidden there. He must have a ring or something that's making him invisible. You jerk. He's out of cards, so we just gotta go with the rolls. Yeah, what is his ring? Stealth and settlements. All the time. Oh, you're going down. Yes! Ha ha ha! Revenge! I've revenged him. I get a prestige. I'm now the prestige leader. That's excellent. And I've taken over this town. 4 bunnies everywhere. Alright, I have 1 more AP. I'm going to move into this forest. So then, well, it doesn't really do anything for me. I moved into the forest. It's too late. I guess I didn't have a reason. Thane goes into the dungeon. He finds money. He faces a peril. He fails. Oh, and he's taken over my town. Don't make me take it back from you, Thane. Hey, can't I have some towns? Come on. It's night. The rot grows. Perils. Perils. Everywhere. Banes also. Alright, a new quest. We can possibly get a Spirit Stone. Oh, the Traitor again. Or a Royal Pardon. And then we also have to consider what stat we'll get more of. What do I want more of? Wits? I want more wits, I think, so we'll do this. Spirit Stone I don't care about that much right now, but I want more wits, so we're taking this one. And the quest is over there in that forest. More cards. Let's take a spell. Bloodthirst. And another item. Lord Scepter. +1 prestige per claimed settlement. Ooh. That's fancy. But they just took over all my settlements. Alright. Sun is here, isn't she? I don't know where she went. Thane's there. He's got 3 health. After battles, +1 health per wound inflicted. I could go all bloodthirst and try to kill him. I could also drink Brazenberry Ale and raise my fight. Why don't we go for it? We're an adventurous bunny. Brazenberry Ale. And the Bloodthirst. Yes. Alright. Now, we're invisible, so we're gonna get the ambush here. Hiya! Alright. Lord Scepter is interesting. I might hang on to that. Let's just roll. What do we got? He's getting a bunch of wilds. That's no good. I'm getting shields and crap. Oh my god. What? 4 wilds. Are you kidding? What bullocks? Yeah, okay. Well, that didn't work out. What do we want to do? Alright, new plan. I'm going to retreat. What happened to that town? It suddenly caught fire. Well, I healed one, and I think I'm going to go around the top here. That didn't work out. Now he's coming for me. Coming to block my way. Plague! Oh, Mercurio. Everybody's got it out for me this game. I've got the bloodthirst. Come get some. Sure. Computer's just getting endless wilds. That's more like it. No! Not a killing blow. Where was my bloodthirst? It should have healed me, you know? That sucks. Alright, well anyway, dying in this game is not so bad. You lose a prestige, but I also gained one because I killed him as well, so that stayed the same. And then you're sent back to your home base, which for me was down in the south, and that's closer to where I wanted to go anyway. We're now the prestige leader, so we get to choose. The king releases all prisoners, new king's trickery perils appear everywhere, or no battle between heroes is allowed until the next dawn. You lose a bunch of prestige if you attack somebody. I like that one. Don't attack me, everyone.